that's where there's one gasket that goes here, and then that's where your water tube comes up, and this is the exhaust port. So that gasket rides around there, right? So you got that one. Okay. So the water's coming in here, and then it comes up through here, right? So water cannot make its way here. There's another gasket the engine sits on. So probably there's some kind of tear here or somewhere, and then it's making it to the other side of that. I'm gonna hop to it, go ahead and get it where it can all be disassembled and pull the power head. It won't take me too long. It shouldn't anyway. Alright, I'm not even sure. My last little video showed up. Got the power head off. And you got this tray that sits down like so. Alright, there's a gasket here. There's a gasket right here. So when I looked at that gasket, it still looked like it was in good shape, but it looks like RTB was used. So anyway, here replace that gasket, but I don't know if that's my failure because they look pretty good. And there's a gasket that's on the bottom here, and that gasket definitely didn't make it. And that's this guy. So if you look right there, right, there was a failure, or at least it looks like a failure to me. And then this side, and it looks to me like it wasn't cleaned up good and somebody used some RTB, and that's what caused it to fail. I don't know, man. Just been working, trying to keep stuff up and going. Got a little 20, he says a 25 Johnson, old school, man. It's really looks kind of cool. I guess I should take some video of that. Man, I cleaned this off, and then so I just razor bladed off, I guess. I want to make sure I get a good seal. I may have to go back over this with my thing because it's like some kind of material got on top of this, and this one failed because, you know, it's my fault. I put gasket material on this, and then we had some water coming out of the exhaust, which means a gasket failure. So there was no water in there, in like the head, so like by the pistons. So that led me to the lower one, but I ended up putting gaskets on the side where the water jacket is. I don't know what they call that. I have to look at my book. But you got the exhaust plate gaskets, and then so there's a gasket that goes here, and then so it goes like that. Just make sure they all line up, you know, because I mean it can go this way. So, you know, like this gasket's a little off, maybe. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. No, it's dead on, except for one hole. So we're just gonna have to be careful with that one. There's a gasket, and then Where's my plate? So you're gonna have that gasket's gonna go on this plate. So it's down there like this, and right now we got this is kind of messing us up, but you want to kind of have your exhaust thing looking right, you know, kind of deal. So right away, you know, you're gonna have to fidget this around a little bit to get them to line up. You know, you want to try not to move that dude when the power head goes on. So, you know, you got two options here. You can, which is probably what I'll do. It's easier if I think if you put this on and then say I just gotta keep these gaskets lined up. I got one right there that seems a little weird, but so if I put this one on first, then what I can do is put my shift shaft down the tube, because it kind of needs to be in. It's like this, I think. So yeah, I just move it out of the way though, because when the power head goes up on top, then you know we got this gasket then needs to line up. And see, you can see where the water comes in. And so right away I can see this gasket has to go like that. See, because you got your flow is through here. So like here's your water, this is the exhaust. There's water up in this cavity as well. There's just no way to kind of avoid it. But that's where your, you know, your water tube and your, right, like up against here is going to be the drive shaft, and then you got your water tube that's right here. If there is another failure somewhere, it's the last place is going to be the head gasket. Then you got the cylinder head gasket, which is, you know, by the spark plugs. So water comes up around here. And then there's a gasket. And then they do call for like an RTV, I think. And I'm going to double check that, because if they don't, you know, that's what got me in trouble before, is I thought it should have it. I've got that one. I got still got the Force 90, 1999. It's a 99 Force 120, and I got that up for sale. It's 25 that's out here. It says I think it says 25 on it. He thinks it's a 20. It's like 73. I kind of love it because it's just, you know, it's just somebody probably painted over it. I think I would love some of this so that you could still see the jots on it. You know, but it's missing on this side. You know, this runs. It had a ignition problem. Number one wasn't firing, which ended up being, he's got, you know, it's got points. Pretty simple to, like, you know, do the points, but you got to be careful, and you don't have to take. I can show you like taking all these screws off. You don't have to do all that. I should have probably filmed it. But yeah, I replaced both spark plug wires because you know, I saw it was I had an old wire, put it on number 1, so I just swapped the wires, and then I got spark on both of them. And I just pulled the plugs out, pulled on it, and figured out I was getting spark. Which the plug wires were shot, man. I think I got them up here actually. Just kind of threw it up here. So yeah, there's the whole plug wires that came off that engine. Cleaned it up. It's really cleaned up now. That's probably why it wasn't sealing good. I don't know, I'll try to get it as straight as I can, that way the power head does go down and I put the bolts in it. Alright, sorry it's loud. I got the cleaner going. But yeah, you put this in. Then I put your gasket, put the exhaust plate on, and then I put this bolt in the back, and that'll keep it, and then I put a screwdriver up there, and that keeps it from moving. Of course, you gotta put the housing on, and that's the thing, you don't want it to move around. You can put it up, I mean, I guess you could do this a few different ways. It's just the way I did it because, you know, it's like easier. I am going to put my water tube back on because once it goes down there, it's hard to get it back on. And then I'm going to just use my lid, I'm going to center this up, and then I'll just drop it in there. I already got the gasket on that one, so it's kind of easy, you know, be easy with it, gentle. Get it up on the head. Once I get it in place, then I'll have to put this bracket that goes to the shift shaft. So, and the shift shaft too, when you're putting it in there, you know, it'll help it center a little bit. The engine wasn't in the way. I got the bolts back on. Before I get too crazy, I'm gonna put some water. I got a pump. It's going up to my water tube, and we'll see what if we got anything coming out of the exhaust. I'm just filling it up right now. Yeah. Yeah. There's going to be some come out the top. What we don't want is any coming in. And that's what we had before. So you can see now water's coming out of the P-hole. And we don't have any water coming out of the exhaust. So this is working the way it's supposed to work. So yeah, that verifies that I've got the fix done. And so by replacing the gaskets, you know, we're down here and replacing these gaskets, now I know I got good water pressure and should perform as it's supposed to. And I just got to put it all back together. That's the hard part. It won't take me very long because I taking that one off to redo the gasket on the side plate. you don't have to remove the power head. So I think in some of my other videos I said you had to remove the power head. I guess the thing about that is a couple things. If it's been on there for a long time, to get those bolts out, you really need to use an impact gun to get them off. Otherwise, if you just try to do it with the ratchet, you could possibly break one of those off. So if it's been on there for a long time, you probably should pull the power head and use an impact gun to get those bolts out. You know, so but if it looks like it's pretty decent shape, then you know you can not have to pull the power head. You just got to loosen that bottom cowl by taking the support brackets off, and then you can get down where you can get all the bolts out of the side plate. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. And I just got the guys Johnson out here started up, ran great, and he's pretty happy. Still pretty good. Still cold. Sounds mean when it ain't got the Alright, yeah, so I just got the hose thing, and yeah, put the lower unit on. I want to check that lower unit out, make sure it's still real good.
I used to hear them talking, the stories they tell, hanging out and sitting around in heartbreak hell. I could see that this ain't no place for me. And then my story